Hello there, welcome back to the Gamers Tavern. Today we've got another Doctor Who collector box. So before we jump into this one, to give a shout out to Johnny at the merchant shop. He'll be able to help you out with all your gaming needs, retro gaming needs, TCGs, One Piece, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Riftbound, Magic, all that good stuff. So give Johnny a holler and he'll give you a hand. Alright, so let's get into this. The hunt still continues for a serialized Doctor card. And I wouldn't be my stereotypical landlordy British self if I did not turn around and love Doctor Who. So, this set's not for everybody, but once again, like I said before, I think it's got such unique mechanics to the set. I think it has potential in years to come by of being a really good one. And I personally very much love it, and simple, elegant design, but very nice. Alright, let's move into pack one. If you like content like this, give us a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and help us get there. Okay, we got an island. We got the 10th Doctor in Serge foil. The Master Memorist. Jo Grant. Gallifrey Falls, no more. Reliquary Tower, that's very nice. Some of the, like I said, the common and uncommons in the foil were quite hard to hit, so it's pretty good to see them. We got River Song in the full art. Fractured Identity. I'm just going to jump back to River Song for a split second. This is what I mean by some of the unique mechanics. So you draw cards from the bottom of your library rather than the top. And whenever your opponent scries, surveils, searches the library, put a 1/1 counter on River. It's such a unique design, and it's so thematical with her character of how she meets everybody in reverse from her timeline. Not going to get into the actual discussion of what that's like, because it'll take a long time, but it just fits perfect. We got Ian. Got another Fractured Identity in foil. The 2nd Doctor in Serge foil. Horizon Canopy. Sundown Pass. The 10th Doctor in the TARDIS art. And Davros in the TARDIS art. With a copy clue token. So that's not a too bad pack. The 10th Doctor's still quite sought after. River Song's pretty good. Reliquary Tower's pretty good. And a couple of the lands we got are sought after ones as well. So that's not a too bad pack, to be honest. Okay, we have a Plains. The 9th Doctor. Sunken Hollow. We got a Command Tower. Always nice to see a foil Command Tower from the Doctor Who product. Once again, I'll say the common and uncommons are quite hard to come by. Grasp of Fate. Game Trail. Actually, let's just shift things along a little bit so I can full out foil, surges, regulars, and there we go. Okay, we got Tegan. We got a War Room. Quantum, one of the better hits in the set. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you try, except it isn't legendary and rebounds, so you can make some pretty absurd versions of this. River of Tears. Amy Pond in the Serge foil. Desolate Lighthouse. I remember when this card used to be good in Modern, was quite expensive. That's how long it's been. And a Serge foil Iraxis. Now, obviously, to get the common and uncommons in foil's hard. To get them in Serge foil was even harder. So that's quite a good hit, that. Okay, so we got the 7th Doctor. And the 1st Doctor. With an Alien Rhino clue token. Alright, moving on to pack 2. Well, that one's very glued. We have an island. The 2nd Doctor. Snuff Out, spot on, brilliant card. Happy to see that. Dugan. Irrigated Farmland. Nardole. Gallifrey Council Chamber. Sunken Hollow. This guy's pretty good in the right builds to be able to do different things with. He's a very underappreciated card. Temple of Malice. I do wish that the land cycle for the specific character ones, like the Daleks, the Cybermen, I wish it had been a different land cycle, but the artwork is brilliant. Okay, Vashna Narada. This is another really underappreciated card, and in the Surge foil, it looks really nice. 3 mana, 1/1, Shadow Indestructible, Morbid at the beginning of the end step. If a creature died this turn, put a 1/1 counter on it. Brilliant in the old sack decks. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, Lava Coral Reach Around. Not the one we wanted to see there. Dan Lewis. Yasmin Khan. And the Fugitive Doctor. And a Surge Foil Soldier Cyberman token. Now, this product obviously has a lot of love from the fans, and if you're not a fan of the show, or you've never even given it a try, I'd recommend giving it a try. Start with Nuhu. So we've got a Surge Foil Plains there. But even the mechanics of the set are good. First Doctor, once again, I've said this before, this is a very underappreciated vehicle. Just does something quite unique. You know, whenever it deals combat damage, puts the top 2 cards out of his library onto the battlefield face down. So regardless whatever it is, it turns them into Cybermen. So you're just making advantage. Crisis of Conscience, brilliant one again. So destroy all tokens or destroy all non-land, non-token permanents. If you're in a token build, you're about to win. Just wrap everything away and swing for the fences. 10th Doctor. TARDIS, very nice. Happy to see a TARDIS. The Face of Bo. This one seems to be a bit of an uncommon one to try and hit. You don't seem to get it very often, so it's nice to see that. Deserted Beach. Flesh Duplicate, another brilliant card. Enters as a copy of any of the creature on the battlefield, and it has Vanishing 3. Really good. Sunbaked Canyon. Rassilon, the War President. Temple of Epiphany. Confession Dial. We got a TARDIS. And a Canine Mark 1. This is also, once again, another good artifact. You know, as long as it's untapped, other legendary creatures you control have Ward 1, and you can tap him for 2 and a blue. Target legendary creature can't be blocked this time. So once again, just very good incremental advantage. Dalek, Cyberman token. Okay, so far this box is pretty good on what it's doing. We've not had any like banging hits, but once again, it's pretty solid with the stuff it's given us and value-wise as well. So the 11th Doctor, Thriving Maw. Thought Vessel, another one of the ones that's quite hard to come by. And a Lightning Grooves, that's a pretty good hit, that is. Carpet of Flowers, I remember when this card was really expensive. Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. Haunting Ridge. Vashna Narada, this time in the full art foil, not the Surge. Celestial Colonnade. Once again, I remember when this was king in the old white-blue control decks back in the modern days. Brilliant card. The Flood of Mars. This one's another one that's a little bit kind of interesting. 4 mana, 3/3 with Island Walk. Whenever it attacks, put a flood counter on another target creature or land. If it's a creature, it becomes a copy of the Flood of Mars. If it's a land, it becomes an island. So if you just want to keep like locking your opponent's lands out of play, if you got a way to kind of just keep pushing through the advantage, this one seems pretty good on that kind of thing. Foreboding Ruins in the Surge foil. Yasmin Khan. The 3rd Doctor. And a Surge foil Davros. So once again, for those who aren't in the know, to get the TARDIS arts in Surge foil is really quite a harder hit to do. So that's pretty happy to see that. We have an Angel Alien token with a Alien Salamander. Oh, couldn't get my words out there. Alien Angel token, Alien Salamander token. Too many AAAs. Wow, that pack was very stuck in there. Okay, so we got the Mountain in the Surge foil. Oh, 10th Doctor again. We're rocking up with Mr. Tennant right now. Time Reaper. Sergeant John Benton. This guy's pretty good. If you're able to kind of build a nice kind of Voltron-y white-green deck, this is pretty good. When he deals combat damage to a player, you and that player each draw a card. So you kind of got a bit of political stuff, but you got Trample and Haste. So Haste in white is, you know, not always something you see very often, especially in white-green. So Trample and Haste, that's pretty good. Rose Tyler in the Surge foil. Ryan Sinclair. This one's another really underappreciated card. 3-mana instant. Creatures your opponents control have base, power, and toughness 0/1. If you're about to get killed, you just blanket the field, turn everything into a 0/1. Brilliant. Temple of Deceit. Layla. So whenever an opponent draws a card, except for the first one, they draw each of their draw steps, put 1/1 counter on her. So once again, not like the most advantageable thing, but if you're kind of stuck for something to put into a green deck to help you a bit of advantage, this is not bad. We don't like the snarls. Hunted by the Family in the Surge foil. Brilliant 2-part episode that was. Really well done. Wedding Ring. Once again, I remember when this thing was quite expensive, but nice to see it in a Surge. The Soul of the TARDIS. Brilliant episode that one was. Very unique one. I won't spoil it to anybody who's not seen it, who's looking forward to seeing it, but I really enjoyed that one. The 8th Doctor. And the 5th Doctor. The Soldier Alien Warrior token. Oh. One thing I will say about the Doctor Who packs, they kind of came from the time period where they really sealed them up pretty good. And I'm still kind of recovering from surgery, so the grip strength's not as the pest in the old right hand right now. We got a Swamp. 6th Doctor. The Master Gallifrey's End. For those who are slightly interested, the Daleks and the Cybermen are kind of the two big bads of the Doctor Who kind of franchise with regards to armies, if you will. Like the Daleks always seem to be coming, the Cybermen always seem to be coming. But the Master is his equal on intellectual basis, and being one of his own species with the heinous acts he does, makes everything he does become that much more betrayal and darker. So I think the Master is a very underappreciated villain. He's definitely, in my opinion, probably the top villain, followed by Davros. Thespian Stage. The Cemetery. Nice to see that. Nissa of the Traken. This one's you don't see very often. Seems to be like one of the harder ones to pull. You have no maximum hand size, 4-mana, 3/4. Whenever attack, sacrifice X artifacts. Whenever you sacrifice one or more artifacts this way, tap up to X target creatures and you draw X cards. So if you can just make tons of tokens that's not going to be doing anything, you can just kind of blanket and push through a ton of damage. And draw cards, obviously. Scattered Groves. Ottoman Soldier. You may have enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it isn't legendary. It is an artifact in addition to its other types, and it has Myriad. So put this on the field, copy a powerful legend that makes it non-legendary, swing, get multiple copies of it. Busted. Choked Estuary. Rose Tyler in the full art Surge foil. Sungrass Prairie. The 12th Doctor in the Surge. Weeping Angel. Hey, and another Surge foil. That's nice to see. The 11th Doctor. Would have loved it more if it was serialized, but I'm still not going to complain. With a human alien salamander token. Me and my wife are actually on the process of working out which TV show we're going to rewatch, because we want to find something to rewatch again, and she's not caught up with all of Doctor Who, so I think we're going to press through on that one. 12th Doctor, The Rani, Thriving Heath, The Soothsayer, Desolate Lighthouse, The Dalek Emperor, Cursed Mirror, Frostfair Lurefish, Time Wipe, Cyber Controller. This one's another really good one. So blue, blue, black, and X for a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent mills X cards. Put all creature cards milled this way onto the battlefield face down under your control. They are 2/2 Cybermen in addition to their other creature types. And then all other artifacts get a +1/1 buff. Once again, really good. I wouldn't necessarily use him as a commander, but in a artifact strategy deck, which I have as an aggro deck, this is just really good. Even if you just drop it for, 4 mana. Everyone mills 1 card, you might hit 1 or 2, creatures, and then all of your artifacts get a buff. Temple of Deceit. The 9th Doctor in Surge Foil. The 5th Doctor. And Yasmin Khan with an alien dinosaur token. All right, 4 packs left to go. I'm taking my time a little bit with this because I quite enjoy Doctor Who and I don't want to rush it. Mountain, The 4th Doctor by the legendary Tom Baker. Fetid Pools, Time Wipe, As Foretold in the Surge Foil. Remember when this card was really up there. Hey, the Quantum again. That's nice to see. Sound of the Drums. Wound Reflection, good reprint. Ace. Wedding Ring again. Yasmin Khan in the Surge. Port Town. Like, some of the artwork on the lands here is just really nice. That's Venice. Just looks beautiful. Blasphemous Act. Which, once again, going back to the story, if you follow the program or the lore at this exact moment, this is a Blasphemous Act. The Master Multiplied. And Dalek Squadron. With the Human Noble Treasure Token in Surge Foil. Alright, 3 packs left to go. Alright, Surge Foil Island. The 7th Doctor. Weeping Angel. Temple of Plenty. Martha Jones. Now, the best blue creature in the set is Danny Pink. We haven't hit a Danny Pink yet, so I'll see what that happens. Okay, Wreck or Rebuild. Nice uncommon to hit. Choose 1, destroy target enchantment or enchantment. Mill 5 cards, then put a land from your graveyard onto the battlefield, tapped, and then flash back. So, for a lower level powered deck, or one that's not quite on that, bracket 3, 4, or 5, this is not a bad little card to go in there. Rotating Fireplace. Rock Veil. Rockfall Veil. Crisis of Conscience. It's nice again. Darkwater Catacombs. Very dark moment in this TV show, that one. Rory Williams in the Surge Foil. Sheltered Thicket. Temple of Triumph. Master Gallifrey's End. And the 8th Doctor. With a fish treasure token. I quite like that treasure token, actually. Calls back to Doctor Who, but obviously it has a little bit of a Titanic kind of reference as well. Okay. Last 2 packs. Alright, we got a Mountain. The 3rd Doctor. The Commander again in the Surge Foil. Eternity. Adipose, Impending Flux, Crack in Time, Dragon Skull Summit, Ryan Sinclair, Scatter Groves, Into the Time Vortex. This one seems to be going up in price. I saw it on one of the price videos the other day. So 5 mana, Cascade, and then Rebound. So if you got a nice way of buying stuff back or making some fun. Carpet of Flowers and the Surge Foil. Okay, Seaside Citadel in the Surge Foil. Very nice. Only the second one of the uncommon ones we've hit out of that. So, see how hard they are to come by. The 12th Doctor and the 9th Doctor. Alright, last pack magic. Here we go. I want to thank everybody who has been watching, jumping in, giving us comments, liking on the YouTube, as well as on the Reddit and the TikTok. So thank you very much for helping us get there. We got an Island, the 13th Doctor, Propaganda, that's not a bad one to hit, Prairie Stream, Myriad Landscape, Madame Vastra, the Lurefish, Temple of Malice, Strax, first time we've seen this guy, Vigilance Trample on a Gruul color, 5 mana, 5/5. Sacrifice an artifact, choose a player at random. When you do, Strax fights on the target creature that player controls. Glory of Battle, whenever Strax deals damage to a creature, put a 1/1 counter on him. This card is actually kind of deceptively powerful. It like windfalls out of nowhere. It kind of does a lot. As foretold, Flesh Duplicate, again in the Surge Foil this time, very nice. Waterlog Grove, Jamie McCrimmon, the 6th Doctor, and Missy with a fish clue token. Well, thank you for joining me on this video. I appreciate it. Until next time, see ya.